Good morning. It's that time of day. Walking. And excuse me. Someone said yesterday, I see you looking for a landsetter, as I am looking for a landsetter at the moment. And they're like, what's the catch? And it got me thinking, what's the catch? I don't know. It depends on what you're already used to, doesn't it? As to how you'll find it here. See, people have said it's easy, it's no problem, it's an amazing place to be. Some people have said it's incredibly difficult and overwhelming, and you got to honour the truth of both people. I find it's just routine now, you know. So I get up in the morning and I walk the dogs. After I've got up and I've walked the dogs, we come back, we have breakfast, and then I check everything's got water in it, which I do anyway. You know, as you're walking about, you go, oh, there's no water in there, I'll fill it up. And eventually, well, it doesn't take that long, probably about 15 minutes, once you're back from the dogs, which walking the dog in the morning, or dogs in the morning, takes an hour. And then after that, the day's pretty much your own until feeding time at 3 o'clock. And then it's just the birds that get fed, 2 scoops of food. And then the day's pretty much your own again. Obviously, the more time you spend in and around the home, the less likely predators are going to come and take away the birds, because the birds are free ranging. The guinea pigs free range too now. They take themselves out in the day and come back at bedtime, which I'm glad about, because I didn't like them being in a cage. I wanted to take them out and have them at least moving and getting different views and things. Well, they're sorting themselves out now, so that's good. So they'll go and get whatever they like for greenery and things in the day, and then come back and have a munch on what we put in the evening. And then they've got the guinea pig food as well. So you don't mind hanging out with chickens who are likely to come and sit, and ducks, who are likely to come and sit and have a chat with you, or sit and say, what are you having for breakfast? Can I have some? And obviously make them wait. Don't teach them any bad manners if they wait until we've finished, and then they can have theirs, or they can have the bits and pieces, and that's perfectly all right. Most of them eat out your hand or sit on your knee. Yeah, bedtime is, I find bedtime fairly easy. Pretty much they all put themselves to bed. You walk over, you say, come on now, go to bed, and they do. So, you know, someone did find putting them to bed incredibly difficult, but they didn't realise that if you talked to them, they listened. So that may have been the problem. Maybe they just didn't get talked to. I don't know, you know. Anne was surprised because the ducks had taken themselves up to the top of the land. I said, "Hey, what are you doing? Come on, come back." And they did. So obviously that was much louder when I shouted them. But then all 10 ducks just turned round and walked back down. Not really done it since. They don't go far. They prefer the company of the humans. If the humans are a cool human they want to kind of hang out near you. They're precious souls that I share the space with. So I'd really appreciate finding a land sitter who's going to appreciate the animals and treat them as souls. Saying that, bear is, I find, the hardest work, but some people think he's easy. But bear, for me, because he takes 2 walks a day, and in cooler weather he takes 2 1-hour walks a day. At the moment he's taking an hour walk in the morning. Bear, come on. We're in the sun here. People can't see me on the video. We're taking so 1 hour walk in the morning, and then later on, only when it's cooled down enough for him to want to, and he'll tell you when he wants to or not, he wants to go for a little wander and have a stretch and have a wee and a poo before bedtime. And when he goes out with Anne, he seems to turn round after a very short walk and head back. When he's with me, we walk all the way up to the tyres. So, you know, and Anne and Bear get on really well. So he's just communicating in his way. So that's pretty much with Bear. I only take Elsa in the morning because later on in the day it's too much for her. Elsa's an older girl who's a rescue, and she has a weaker back end, as most shepherds do. I believe she's been bred from in her lifetime, and to keep her from getting too weak, because when we first used to take her for walks, her back end couldn't cope with it at all. It used to go, but she's made an amazing recovery and she now walks pretty straight. So, you know, it's just allowing her to enjoy herself, but remembering when the animals are at home. If you're going out with Bear, make sure you leave Elsa home, and she does have to be tied when you're not there, otherwise she just goes off on an adventure, which isn't wise. She won't go off on an adventure if you're present most of the time, although if she does react to anything, as with any of them, just say, hey, ask them what it is it that they're trying to tell you, and then say, come on, right, back to bed, or come here, and that's it. End of. It's one of the difficult things about living off grid. It's not really that difficult, it's more of a nuisance is when you go past the font in the next village, pick up your water. You know, just pick up your water. You can't, well, you can get water out the well, but I struggle. I've got a couple of wells that are usable. You can throw a bucket in and get the water out if you want, absolutely. But I'm not very good with that kind of strength or dexterity. So what I do is I fill up bottles at the font in the next village, and if I'm going out to the supermarket, something like that, I get it, and then I store it in various places and always keep the buckets and things topped up, and we're all good. I do drink the water from the font, so and many people do. It's good water. The water in Portugal is pretty amazing. I'm trying to think what else there is. This walk that we do, beautiful. If you were to come a bit earlier than what I need, you're more than welcome. You know, come on walks with us, see how we do it. The views from this looking over Castello Branco, Scolas de Cima, Scolas de Basio. I can never say that word. Looking over towards the Estrellas, even looking towards Spain. You know, I'm an hour from Spain. So it's an amazing place to be. And it's got loads of history, loads of cycling tracks, loads of walking places, loads of stuff going on in the community that you can take part of or bear witness to. You know, loads of beautiful little businesses. We're like, as of this week, we're now getting like organic veg boxes from Anton, from a couple of villages away, and that's beautiful. He also does biochar, things like that. It's a great place to be. Come on, Giddy. They're about to play. See, when they play, it's a bit playful, having a giant dog playing with the German Shepherd. So it's not always practical, not when you're holding on to him on a slope. Come on, there's a good boy. Batty. I'm sure you all know Batty, and if you don't, Batty's my little friend who loves to get lots of attention. He's a boundaries and consent dog. Don't touch him without his consent. Don't poke him without his consent. Don't go like lifting him up without saying. If you put your hands out to him, he'll sit down in signals to say, pick me up. If you tap on your knee, he'll jump on it if he wants to. He loves attention. He loves having his belly rubbed. He loves having a snuggle. He loves ruling the roost, and he does. He's not vicious or grumpy with it. He just is. He's most likely seen sitting in the sun somewhere. He sleeps on the bed. Bear snores. I think Elsa snores. Bear's the loudest snore. All three sleep in the house, and it's a tiny house. It's still really cool. So yeah, there's plenty to know, plenty to do. The days are pretty much your own. There's amazing historical things so close. We are close to Boom Festival. Boom Festival isn't on during this time, but it's helpful to know that Boom Festival is really round the corner, and if this kind of thing, if this way of life calls to you, then give us a shout. If you're a bit controlling and you don't believe that animals are your equals, don't bother. Animals are our equals. In fact, they're better company than most humans, and they're here doing a job, you know. They all have their place, and they're here to guide us and love us. And these dogs here, they are your alarm system. They are security. They are company. They will tell you if there's something wrong with them, if there's something wrong with you, if there's something wrong with the birds. Batty's a great one to tell you what's going on with the guineas. They're all such amazing animals. They've all got characters, they've all got names, you know. And I love my little home, and I love the company, and I love the opportunities that it gives being out here in nature where the air is so fresh. The place is just full of lichen, which shows how little pollution there is here. So please do reach out if it's something you're interested in, because I'd love to hear from you.